Tracy here. Today I'm going to share with you my answers in the I've been tagged 9 questions answered, and I have been tagged by Lee and she is Love to Paper Craft, and I've also been tagged by Sheila and she is Blue Starry Nights. So I will post their links below and let's get on with questions. The first question is, how did you come up with your YouTube name? Well, actually I came up with my blog name first and then I just carried it over to my YouTube. And honestly, I didn't know anything about blogging or YouTubing, and I still don't know that much, to tell you the truth. But when I started my blog 3 years ago at the beginning of this month, and I started my blog at the beginning of February. It'll be 3 years. And when I started my YouTube, I didn't realize I can use the exact same name. So I added the number 24 at the end of Tracy's Treasures. And the reason I added 24 is because my birthday is July 24th, so I thought that was a good number. And the name Tracy's Treasures, well, of course, Tracy, that's my name, and Treasures, besides my children being my treasures, when we make our crafts, we put our heart into them and they become our treasures. So that's where I came up with that idea. Plus, years ago, I was planning on going into a craft show, and I never did. I made the stuff. I probably still have the stuff, but I was never in a craft show. And I remember making something and thinking of the name Tracy's Treasures, and I thought that would be so cool to have a store named Tracy's Treasures. So that is how I came up with Tracy's Treasures 24. And then the second question is, who or what inspired you to create a craft channel? And actually, my oldest daughter, Ashley, she inspired me to create it. She actually told me to create it, and I listen to everything she says. I had started my blog, like I had said, and it was not only to document my crafts, but to document a little bit of my life. And if you have visited my blog, you know that. And I was doing a tutorial on how to make this one box. It was with a die, but I didn't have the die, so I was showing you how to do it without the die. And I was doing a picture tutorial because it was on my blog. And I'm like, this is really hard because I'm a visual learner. I like to see things hands-on. So I thought, and I can teach better to show you than to explain it. So then I was telling my daughter that, and she's like, Mom, why don't you just start a YouTube channel? I'm like what? And she's like, yeah, you can start. I'm like, anybody can have a YouTube channel? She goes, yeah, haven't you seen things on there? And I'm like, no, not really. Like, seriously, I'm not joking here. This is how naive I was about all this stuff. So I went on Stamp TV. Yeah, that's her name, Stamp TV. I went on her channel and I watched the videos and I was just in awe because I'm like, this is like a craft show all day long. Like, you don't have to wait for Tuesday afternoon to watch your show. It can be on all day, every day, anytime I want to see it. I thought that was so cool. And then I checked out Kim Burmester. I think her name was something else before, but I looked it up and now it's just her name. So I liked hers. And then I went on to that Dawn5377. She's a Stampin' Up! Lady. I've watched her. She's great. And so then I'm like, oh, these women, but I still thought of them as like TV stars, you know? And so I thought, okay, I'll try, like, if somebody watches, whatever, if not. So I am like totally amazed at how many subscribers I have. So that is who inspired me, was my daughter, Ashley. And the third question is, did you always love to craft with paper? Well, I have always loved to craft. My name on 2Ps is Love All Crafts because I love all types of crafts. Knitting, crocheting, cross stitch, paper crafts, you name it. I probably tried it because I just love to learn. And when I was younger, like I said before in my other video, that I would take paper bags and try to make some kind of craft item with my younger siblings. So I've always loved to craft. And with paper crafts, I remember the cutout dolls and stuff like that. I remember playing with those and having fun with them, and painting. I always loved to paint. So I love all types of crafts. But right now, my passion right now is in the paper crafting. And I know my mom was never very creative. She hated sewing so much. My dad bought her a sewing machine, and I think she sold it at a yard sale. I don't even know if she ever had used it. But I know my dad, he does woodworking, or he used to. But even before he did that, I got into the woodworking. So I love all types of crafts. So that is that question. And number 4, what the bleep don't you like? Oh, the list is long. I'll tell you, the list is long. But as with everybody else, I've noticed their answers are mean people, and I agree. If I get a mean comment, it's like, why would somebody say that? And then I get over it really easy. I get over a lot of things really easy. But still, you know what? Some people, that can really hurt their feelings. And I don't understand why people have to be mean. I've always told my girls, even if you don't like somebody, because, you know, you're not going to like everybody in life. That's just how it is. There are some people that just don't mesh well. You can still be polite. Even if you don't like them, you can still be polite to them. So I don't understand why. I guess it's because you're behind a screen and you feel like you can do that. I don't understand that. But another thing that really bothers me is people who are whiners. You know, people who blame everything that is wrong in their life on somebody else. Like, oh, well, the reason I have this problem is because my parents were an alcoholics, or this is a problem because my brother used to pick on me. It's like, you know what? Once you hit like 20, any decision you make is yours, and stop blaming other people for your problems. That's my theory. So that's it for that. And the 5th one is one thing you want your subscribers to get from your channel. Well, the number 1 thing is inspiration. That is the highest compliment I can get. If somebody said, you inspired me to do this, it's like, oh, it touches my heart. It honestly does. It touches my heart. And also, another thing I hope they get from my channel is you do not need all the fancy tools and gadgets. Crafting has been gone on long before all these products came out. I'm not saying I don't love my products, obviously I do, but you can find a way. If you don't have any money, you can take the paper bags, you can get coffee sleeves for free, you can get business cards, you can get coasters for free. There's things you can get that if you really want to do it, if you really have a passion for it, you can do it without all these tools. So that is my answer for number 5. And number 6, what is your favorite craft or stamp company? Now, I found this one kind of funny because if you know me, I don't know my product names. I really suck at it. If I see something and I like it, then I'll get it. I don't get it because so-and-so came out with this new tool, or so-and-so came out with this new color. I don't buy things just because they're popular. Well, I may every once in a while, let's be honest here. But I don't know my names. I like Tim Holtz stuff, but if you showed me something of his on it besides his distress inks, which I love, I can't really tell you all of his products because I'm not with it, I guess, with all the popular stuff. So that's my answer for that. And number 7, what is your zodiac sign? Well, I am a Leo, and I looked it up and I just made it. I was born on July 24th, so I just made it to being a Leo. And then number 8 is what new craft hobby are you interested in learning in 2013? I have so many. Like, I love to learn. I love to watch other people do things. I will sit and watch somebody cook all day if they would. Mind you, I hate cooking. Maybe that's why. I would watch somebody fix their car. I'd watch somebody knit. Like, I love to watch other people do things and create. But something that I think I'd like to learn is maybe mixed media, maybe a little bit more. I've seen like art journals. I have pinned so much things for art journals. I haven't started any because I'm intimidated by it. And when I look at the pages, it reminds me of when I was little. My brother could draw. He was an artist, in my opinion. He was really good at drawing. And he'd start to draw something, and I'd ask him, what is that? And he never told me, because when he would tell me, I'd be going, that doesn't look like that. That doesn't look like that, until it was done. Then it's like, holy, that's really good. And I get the same way when I watch these art journaling pages. I love watching the finished product, but for them to get to point A to point B, it's like, where are they going with it? I don't get it. Why are they using so much of this? Why are they using so much of that? So I'd like to learn more about that. I'm very linear, and I like everything clean and simple, so that would be a big challenge to me to get into that art journaling, which I think is very interesting. And then number 9, did you ever think you would make YouTube videos? Well, as you heard from my other questions, or my other answers, definitely not. I really didn't think the average person could make a YouTube video because I didn't know about it. And like I said, I loved watching those women at the beginning, just in awe. And so I have to thank my daughter for making me start my YouTube video. And I have to thank everybody else for actually watching it, because if nobody watched it, no, I'd probably still make them just because they're fun. So those are my questions for the nine questions answered. And I'm supposed to tag somebody, which I think every single person has done this already, because I know people were starting it months and months and months ago, and I don't know where it originated from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cop out, and I am going to tag anybody who wants to do it. If you want to do this video, I would love to hear some of your answers to these questions. So if you haven't done it yet, you're tagged. So thanks so much everybody for watching, and I hope you had a very creative day today. Bye now.